In this video, we're going to talk about the buttercup. You know the one, that cheerful, glossy yellow flower that dots fields and meadows. It probably dots your childhood memories too. It's such a simple sign of spring that we think we know so well. But, as you're about to see, there's a pretty surprising story hiding inside this little golden cup. So, remember that. We've all done it, right? Holding that shiny flower under a friend's chin to see that golden glow. It's a classic bit of childhood fun. In this video, we're going to find out the truth behind that game and uncover some genuinely surprising secrets about this super familiar flower. Okay, first things first. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is this plant that's so common yet so captivating? Well, its fancy scientific name is Ranutuus. And get this, it's Latin for little frog. How charming is that? It got the name because, just like frogs, buttercups absolutely love to grow in moist, damp places, like meadows, bogs, and near streams. You can spot a buttercup really easily. It's a herbaceous plant, meaning it has soft stems, and it usually comes back every year. You will look for its classic cup-shaped flower with 5 super glossy, bright yellow petals, though sometimes can be red, orange, or even white. The plants themselves can get up to 50 centimeters tall, with hairy, lobed leaves. They're definitely the stars of spring, but some species will keep blooming right into the summer. Now, here's what's incredible. The buttercup isn't just one flower. Nope, it's a massive family. We're talking over 1,750 different species in the Ranunculus genus, and they've spread all over the world, doing really well in temperate climates from Europe to Asia to North America. This family is a true global success story. Okay, so we have this picture of a cheerful, harmless little flower, but let's peel back the petals for a second, because the buttercup has a bit of a dark side. You see this innocent-looking flower, and you just think of sunshine and spring. But what if I told you its beauty is actually a very clever disguise? Okay, here's the truth. Every single part of the fresh buttercup plant is toxic. If it's eaten by people or by animals like cattle or horses, it can cause some serious internal damage. Heck, even just handling a crushed plant can give you skin irritation and blisters. Now here's where it gets really fascinating. When the plant is fresh, it has this compound called ranunculum. The moment the plant gets crushed or chewed, this stuff converts into a nasty, toxic oil. But, and this is the key part, when the buttercup is dried out, like when it's in hay, that toxic compound breaks down completely. It becomes harmless. This is exactly why cows will carefully graze around them in a fresh pasture, but can safely munch on hay that's full of dry buttercups. So even with its wild and poisonous nature, a lot of people still love having buttercups in their gardens. If you want to grow these golden beauties, how can you do it safely and effectively? Planting them is pretty straightforward. They need lots of sun to get those vibrant blooms. The soil is super important. It has to be well draining, so sandy or loamy soil is perfect to stop the roots from rotting. You want to plant the tubers about 5 centimeters deep and space them about 15 to 30 centimeters apart to give them good airflow. Give them a good watering right when you plant them, but after that, only water when the soil feels dry. When it comes to care, they don't ask for a whole lot, but they do have their enemies. Pests like aphids and spider mites can be a problem, and even birds might snack on the new shoots. Overwatering is probably the biggest danger. It leads to root rot. And be warned, some species, like the creeping buttercup, can be incredibly invasive. They send out these runners and can totally take over a garden if you don't keep an eye on them. Alright, now for the really fun part. Let's dive into some of the myths and fascinating facts that have grown up around this little flower. First off, the name itself is based on a complete myth. Buttercup comes from this old, mistaken belief that cows eating these flowers were what gave butter its yellow color. As we now know, cows are way too smart for that. They avoid them because of their toxic, bitter taste. And what about the science behind that childhood game? Well, the buttercup's famous gloss isn't just for looks. No way. There's a special layer of mirror-like cells right under the petal surface that creates this intense reflection. It flashes signals to pollinators, like bees, guiding them in for a landing, and it also helps warm up the flower's reproductive parts. How cool is that? Buttercups are also incredibly productive. Depending on the species, a plant only lives for about 1 or 2 years. But in much short time, a single plant can pump out as many as 35 flowers in one season. Talk about a short life, but a brilliant one. This is a classic example of turning a poison into a medicine. Even though people knew it was dangerous, traditional herbalists actually found uses for it. Once it was dried to neutralize the toxins, it was carefully prepared into remedies for things like joint pain and certain skin problems. So, after all of this, the science, the poison, the history, the question on the screen feels even more important. What is the most enduring story we tell about the buttercup? I think it's that simple, joyful game. It's a tradition that connects us not just to a flower, but to a shared sense of wonder, to nature, and to that golden light of childhood. The buttercup, it turns out, is so much more than just a flower. It's a memory. Alright, that is it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.